Well, welcome back, everyone. It's about time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do what I want to do. I'm not gonna do it.
What do you want to do?
We'll get demonetized.
Fair enough.
Were
Damn
we
it,
ever?
now I got it now. Hey, okay.
There's one.
We call this young man.
There's two.
There we go.
Hey, Haku.
It's not
hey,
my
Dorky.
fault.
It's not your fault.
Uh-huh.
Oh God,
Yours
I watch
not.
so many musicals.
You're a separate entity from Dorothy.
It's not my fault.
Before we start the D&D game today, I'd like to direct all of my players to the Twitch for a second because I have something fun to show everybody. Some of you have already seen it.
Oh.
I give you all a minute. So I was playing
love how
around with
I love how we
cute,
can catch him in the distance.
playing around
I'm
with
sorry, that
cute
was-
little things, and I came and made this.
Where we looking?
Which, like I said,
Oh, yeah, no, mine's buffering real quick.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, that's cute.
Look at it!
Going to be our new technical difficulties.
yes,
I love it so much.
that is what it is for.
A little smoke puff from the nostrils. Oh, I love it.
Me too.
Charizard, my favorite, so.
Oh, Kami needs a minute. I'll be right back. This is too cute.
Me?
Not my favorite starter, but I do think he's super cute.
Okay, which one's your favorite?
Boy.
I'm a water Pokemon fan. My
Fair
favorite
enough.
Pokemon of all time is Togepi. And I have a super cute Togepi, like with sweets and an ice cream cone and stuff. Tattoo is my favorite, but Squirtle will be my homeboy till the day I die.
I mean, Squirtle is pretty freaking awesome. Plus, the end of his evolution. Oh, Blastoise is just freaking awesome.
I was expecting to come back to D&D, not Pokemon.
That's
You
what
have
you
problem,
get.
Fair enough.
And
That's a you problem at this point.
Well,
Like
if you rewind the stream a little bit, you'll see the cute thing that we were talking about.
Oh no, I'm about to be keel hauled.
Yep.
Don't worry,
particular
buddy.
reason
I'd be
this time,
throwing you a bardic inspiration in a minute.
Any specific reason we're keel hauling you, or just because it sounds fun?
No,
Because he was about to
You're
jump
the
off
wagon.
the side of the ship to check the damage.
Fair enough.
So, little thing, if those people who missed last week's session, we had a nice little visit to the coastal swamps and the tree of Cern, and we met the mossback druids and learned a little
You
bit
had a
about.
nice visit. I'm relatively sure I died.
Did you stay dead? It's fine.
You died and were reincarnated. So,
Reincarnated.
not resurrected, reincarnated. Very, very important difference.
Some may say for the better. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm a lot hotter now, which is funny because I was a dragon before.
Clearly not a good one.
But yes, we learned a little bit about that culture. Met some interesting characters and had a little one shot since a lot of people were out for the weekend. So that's how we started back. A little bit of a recap from last week. We had finished up a fight with, or not last week, but last month. We had finished up a fight with some celestial creatures, and things had kind of quieted down for a bit. There was some talking amongst the crew, some bonding, some squashing of rumors, and then we got into a bit of not rough seas, but kind of shallower seas where we came across a coral reef, had to navigate around the coral reef. We had heard some bad sounds and some scraping on our way out of the reef, and we were about to send Hawks over the edge to see what he could see. I'd like to welcome, by the way, our first time watchers today. Hope you stick around, hope you see something you like. Time to get back into the groove with all this stuff. Anybody have any comments about the game, about the setup before we roll into the theme song?
I'm gonna be so rusty.
I thought Gallo was the only one that could be rusty.
Rock and roll.
I am an alloy composite. I do not rust.
We can test that with seawater.
That's not.
Okay, well, we will be back in just under 2 minutes while we get the theme song going, and we will see you in a moment. And we are in and ready and set to have some fun.
All right. Before Hawks can do anything, Travis is going to give him some bardic inspiration real quick because
Nope,
God,
jumping
dude.
off the ship.
I
Are
actually
you
believe
sure about that?
I believe we had left off with him already over the edge of the ship, and quite possibly ready to make a roll to see and inspect the side, if I remember correctly. Does anyone else
If that's the
remember?
DM's memory, I won't add to it.
I'm not going to argue with the DM on this.
Because nobody else
Fine,
remembers.
I'll do it. I'll argue. What are we arguing about?
I absolutely remember.
Whether or not I
Actually,
could,
I would
whether or
like.
not
Apple does not belong on pizza, and I will die on that.
Oh
Okay,
God.
we're
Okay.
okay.
Fundamentally incorrect, but I still
All
love
right,
you.
Sierra, we're fighting. Okay.
Before we get derailed here, I was actually about to jump off, and I had not made the roll yet.
so there's a chance that he could still get a bardic inspiration from Travis real quick, right?
You know what? You're right. You hadn't made a roll yet.
Cool.
I was looking
Hawks,
back at
you
that.
now have a D8 that you can add to the next roll if you want to.
What am I rolling?
Well, I mean, if you haven't jumped off
Don't
yet,
enthusiastic about it.
first you're gonna have to roll athletics to jump off the side of the ship and into the water while it's still moving.
That's why I asked.
Please yell cannonball.
A 7. That's how we start tonight? Oh, wait.
Remember,
13.
you've got a D. Remember, you also got a D8 you can roll.
We start out tonight with a 13. All right. Well, easy enough to hop out. What?
Oh, sorry, I was just laughing at you. Like, all right, that's how we're starting tonight.
Yep.
Easy enough to jump off the side of the ship. holding on to the rope so that you don't get washed away with the water, you find your footing and are pretty much hanging on to the side, ready to dive under and inspect the damage at your leisure.
I dive into the water.
Okay, let's have an investigation, or no, perception check. Sorry.
Wow. This is my life today.
Clearly.
This is your life today so far.
Yes, so far.
It ain't looking good.
Have you prayed to the sea god
Hey,
yet?
Jimmy, the chat window isn't rolling.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I fixed it.
There
Okay.
it goes.
11. You're having a bit of trouble, Hawks. The rapid movement of the seawater is kind of making it difficult for you to discern exactly what's going on with the ship's hull. You can feel the turbulence of the water, but yeah, it's difficult to actually inspect the damage as it is right now.
Ella's going to look over the side and say, he's not coming up for air.
He's a fish guy boy. He's fine.
I climb back up.
Athletics check.
And your
This game is rigged.
They're above average.
Yeah, they're
I
above
mean-
average. He's good.
Yeah, no, you're not doing bad.
I said
Yeah.
he's good.
You're not doing
think-
great, but you're not doing bad.
I think we're also trying to reassure Haku at this point. Like, that's still a good roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
I don't
7.
feel like it is.
It's not a 7.
Do you want me to try it one-armed and see how that goes? I'm pretty sure I have to take half of whatever it is.
Disadvantage. So yeah, Hawks, you're able to
We're-
climb back up onto the ship easily enough.
I can't
Yeah,
see
that's
anything
pretty-
under there.
Are we talking can't see as in there is no damage, or are we talking can't see as in there you couldn't actually see what was going on down there?
Yeah, no, so I couldn't see anything. There were bubbles everywhere. It was like back home when I used to blow bubbles in my bedroom.
Where did these bubbles come from?
Probably rapid movement of the ship, I'd imagine. Guess you better make a report to the captain.
Have we tried going down below deck to see if we could see anything?
If I remember correctly, a couple of different people who had was it mending? Went down below to as we were
People already down
traversing.
below when it happened.
Yeah.
we sent people down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I believe minor leaks were the findings.
that's about what I remember, but
Garganoth is doing a very inspirational interpretive dance to help the situation.
just got in mind Garganoth doing that Russian what's that one dance? The one where you just kind of squatting down, kicking out your legs.
Oh god,
Is that
now
Russian?
the Rasputin song's gonna be stuck in my head.
You're
I-
welcome.
I have a soundboard sound for it.
Focus.
It would play on Twitch.
Let's not.
Focus.
Let's not.
Focus.
Girls.
That sounds like a dream.
Yeah, Mia's gonna come up to everyone talking and put a hand on Travis's shoulder and be like, I appreciate you looking out. But you're sitting in the captain's chair, my friend.
Not trying to step on your toes, Cap.
That seems to be a theme here, buddy. All right.
Sorry. Used to having a bit more authority elsewhere than I do here. I'll try and slow my roll.
So, we have that fucking stowaway you brought on, and he builds shit, so take him down and get him to start working on it. Free labor. Make him earn his keep.
I was about to actually suggest that. Yeah, I was gonna ask you want me to go see if you had anything like tar or something that we could shove in the hole, plug them up.
Yeah, extra wood from any empty barrels. Anything that we can do to fortify, not just patch. See if there's stuff we can do to fortify what's down there. Without like messing up the efficiency of our ship. Malygos, you have rapport with him, so could you go do that? And then I'm going to look around. I'm going to grab Hawks. I'm going to grab Travis. And Amber, if she's around. And I'm going to say, let's all take a moment to check on all of the crew, make sure everyone's good, get anything they need, and just verify that everyone's hanging out in the right spots that we need them to right now.
Got it, Cap.
Everybody else, good work. Places? What?
Okay, so
Kyrie, no. I did have something I wanted to ask Kyrie.
okay, go for it.
This is gonna seem super random, but it's been in my noggin, Kyrie. You know how back in the city, when we went to go tell, was it June? June's grandma? Is that her name, June?
I think so. The kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went to go tell dearest grandmama, the whole fucking place was gone, and then we were like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you shoot her off a message and tell her that June is safe, don't tell her where, because I don't know if June was captive. She seemed to really like her. I don't know if that's Stockholm Syndrome. Don't tell her where. Just that she's safe.
I can do that. I'm pretty sure.
I appreciate that. And then, I guess with the checkup crew, if you could just walk around, see if anyone's got cuts or scrapes or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good, very good. Thank you, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so we just checking crew over for injuries and making sure that nothing major is going on. That about sum up what's going on?
Pretty much, we're just taking a diagnostic of the crew and the ship. Collectively,
Got
so
it.
it's done quicker.
Malygos is gonna go find 3.
Two.
And then I would ask,
Two.
I guess, Saren if she's on deck to return to the crow's nest.
Sarah, already halfway up the mast, looks down, nods, and scrambles.
Excellent. Assuming no major injuries, after I get done with my check-in of the crew, I think I'm going to head back down to the kitchen to get lunch prepped. If that's all right with you, Captain.
Captain.
Yep. Sure.
Excellent.
Okay, so as everyone kind of splits off, in the infirmary, there's 3 crew members that were kind of jostled and maybe like concussion or scrapes, cuts, that kind of thing from striking the coral reef before. Nothing major, but those will need tended to. The kitchen is a bit in a disarray from being jostled, but not too bad. Most of the stuff was tied down and set out appropriately, but some of the prep for the next meal was kind of wasted thanks to the jostling. But overall, everything else seems to be alright. However, in the lower parts of the deck, there has slowly been forming a nice layer of water. About 1.5 inches, 2 inches so far. And this would be where Malygos would find number 2.
Two.
It's like a big bath. Salt water, though.
Okay. It's bad, but 2. You like to make things, right?
He jumps down from a box right in front of you and completely splashes you with salt water.
It probably only went up to like mid-chin.
Maybe.
I need your help plugging those holes. Can you aid me with that? Do you have something that we could like soak a cloth or something in that we could shove in the holes that will stop the water from coming through? And then
Why?
maybe some...
Why?
Because the ship is filling with water, and if we don't take care of it, it'll sink. Do you want to sink?
Last ship was full of water.
Last ship was different. We still have a long journey. Your last ship was a carcass.
Last ship was good ship.
This is a good ship.
You say so.
So, we've given you room and all that. We're letting you make things. Can you please help me so we can plug the hole? I will even maybe find a box or something and put water in so you can have a little bath if you want.
Okay. He kind of runs past you back up the stairs towards his little designated space.
Malygos looks for a box. That's not you.
Hold on.
The things she does to bribe this kobold.
Okay, 72, that's not bad. Okay. He comes back with what appears to be a blacksmith's bellows, one of those hand bellows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely been taken apart and messed with. But he holds it up and he says, "Look, this plug holes. Plug all the holes till he gets tired."
Yeah. We need until it gets tired.
Till he gets
Are you
tired.
saying we're gonna have to stand there and use the bellow in the hole?
Just try. He holds it up.
On the side, she takes the bellow, walks through to where the holes are. Does it look like it's going to fit in one of the holes?
Just point it at the hole.
I just pointed at the hole. Wait. And then she, like, doesn't point at the hole. She goes, "Is this going to blow a hole in the ship?"
Why would you think it blow a hole in this ship?
Because your last crew mentioned something about you blowing a hole in the ship.
Yeah, but that was an accident. This is on purpose.
So it does blow a hole in a ship.
No! Just try
Are
it.
you lying? I don't know if I trust this.
It's in your
This
hands.
is your little goblin. You brought it. You brought it aboard.
Oh boy.
Oh. Or have I do? Does this tell me what it is?
He's just standing there watching, waiting.
Malygos is going to use detect magic real fast
Okay.
because Malygos would like to determine what kind of magic is in his bellow, what class specifically.
The item in your hands is not magical.
Okay. She points it at the hole.
Okay.
Know what to.
Gotta squeeze it. Not
Squeeze
hard
it.
though. Not too hard.
We're gonna drown. We're gonna drown. We're all gonna die.
We're not gonna die. She squeezes
Oh.
it gently.
Roll me a d20.
No, no.
We're dead.
We're not gonna die.
This is why I'm glad Amber knows teleport.
Me too.
So Malygos, as you take the two sides of the bellows in your hand and you point it at one of the leaks that have sprung, and you squeeze it together, there's this little like rattling sound inside, and then you watch as kind of this off-white, almost thread-like material shoots out the end and just kind of splatters over the hole. And you watch the water like trickle, slow down, and then stop.
Oh, we're that kind of podcast now.
I was gonna look at him. What is this?
What is what?
What's in the bellow?
Giant spider.
What?
Big spider.
Kill it with fire.
I don't think any of us were expecting the phrase giant spider. I had a few things I was expecting. That was not it.
That was certainly not it.
Doomer's doing this on purpose because it's Amanda.
No, actually, this was one of the choices.
I hate you so much. Why is it always spiders when it's me?
Because
I
it's
guess you're just lucky, I guess.
No. Don't want it.
Is it a cute spider, though?
doesn't.
Malygos is gonna look at the other holes and she's going to lightly squeeze it again.
Same thing happens. You hear the little bit of rattling, and then the same thread-like substance fires out, splatters on the wall, and closes the hole.
How many holes are there?
Spiders, especially tarantulas, are distressed. They will release the small hairs from their back legs, which will irritate the eyes and nose.
Yes, that's true.
Now is not the time for spider face. Please.
Although now the comment of until it gets tired makes sense.
See?
Yeah, now it does. How many holes are there?
Yeah.
So, they're not like holes, it's just kind of places where between the boards are leaking. At least from the inside, that's what it appears. But with the roll of 19, Malygos, as you go along and you begin to slowly patch up these leaks, you're able to get about 90% of them until the next time you squeeze, you hear the rattling, and in your hand the bellows kind of jerks, but nothing comes out.
I know that feeling.
God.
Yikes.
We're not turning this 18 plus, Gamma.
I was talking about tomato sauce bottles. What the fuck are you talking about?
You know exactly what I was talking about.
Also talking about her balls.
Oh.
You've spent too much time on my stream, Gamma. I'm sorry, I'm banning you. Just kidding.
Focus. Focus.
So, once it stops, Malygos is going to look at two, and she'll be like, do you have boards that we could put over that to maybe ensure it doesn't leak again? Or how long is this going to hold?
Usually about 4 or 5 hours.
That passes a good bit of time. Where did you find this creature?
Well, actually we found it on an island that we kind of ran into. It's kind of a weird island. But yeah, we found it on an island and it seemed like it'd be useful, and I trapped it inside of a piece of junk, and then now he's there.
I don't even want to ask how you got him in here. I don't want to know.
It was very hard. I had to pry apart the little flexi part from the wooden part, and then, well.
I thank you for this. This was helpful.
Of course it was helpful. I made it.
You're not so bad, too. And she hands the bellow back to him. Like, please let it rest and let it take care of.
See, and I didn't even explode anything this time. So happy.
I'm so appreciative that you didn't explode a giant hole in our ship. But we still have to finish the last 10%. Do you have anything that's going to cover that?
I don't have anything else.
You have no tar or glue? Or
No.
staff?
When I needed something sticky, I just kind of went down further into the old ship and found sticky stuff.
You found rotting meat.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh. Do you have cloth or anything?
It's actually how I held the little straps around the handles of the thingy.
That thingy?
Uh-huh.
Please don't ever let it escape. Two. I don't like when you do that, Doomer.
The side quest: find the spider.
Mm-mm. Ship just burnt
I
out.
so just want
Not
to
our
say,
ship
well,
anymore.
I had 2 of them.
Do it, coward.
No. That would be pushing it too far.
Please don't do that to me. I believe.
Number 2,
Really don't like.
Really don't like
I'm
what?
already itchy.
But I didn't even describe anything. I just said the word.
No, but the brain.
Okay. Well, number 2 takes his little web bellows and goes back up the steps.
Malygos goes to find Mia. So, 2 had something. I got 90% of them plugged. It should hold for 4 or 5 hours. Best you don't know how.
That's not.
There's a creature inside. Let's just put it this way: there is a creature inside some bellows that, when you squeeze it, it shoots a sticky substance out, and it clogged the hole. That's all that matters. Except there's still 10% to clog.
Ew.
He has no glue. He has no cloth. I think we're going to have to find a way to board it.
Well, I did give that as an option in my prior discussion before you left.
I figured I would just come up here and update you before I head back down and go finish.
Sure. Yep. Yep. Sticky things, creatures I don't want to know about. This is great. I
No.
love this job. Cool. Any chance that this is going to blow up in our face? Figuratively or literally?
The sticky stuff?
The monster.
Mm. He has it in the bellows that apparently is being held together by rotten meat.
What?
Don't ask. I don't know how he made it sticky, or how it's sticky, or how long that's gonna last.
Galloway, who
Like a
is
spider.
far away, would
From an island.
you can make adhesive by the reduction of tallow and collagen.
Yeah. But
It's currently tired, so it can't shoot any more things.
I mean,
That I know of.
valid chemistry lesson, Galloway, but a lot of our meat is preserved, and what's not preserved, I'm sure, doesn't have enough tallow to render down.
We had some deaths on board.
No. Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope. That's not ever going to be an option. Please erase that from your
Database.
whatever that word means. Memory.
Oh, it's just kind of staring blankly. It's wrong to use parts of the dead.
In this
Not
case, yeah.
them.
In most cases, I would say like 99.9999999% of cases.
He said dead bodies, so I'm thinking of dead animals that you find that you can still use them.
We don't have any.
I know. Dead human bodies, never.
Humanoid. There's a whole lot of
Humanoid.
races in there you're forgetting.
We are not far from a port. We can stop there if needed.
That's... How far out? Hawks? Navigator?
Malygos just excuses herself to go pen and board, finish plugging up the hole.
Yes. What can I help you with?
How far out are we from our destination? City, port city.
I have to check the maps.
Yep.
Is there something I can roll for this? Cause like,
I think we were a bit further from the port. Could make a survival check. Since that's navigation.
okay. He said very reluctantly. I don't know. I think we're 2 days out still.
You still have a D8. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's about a day with the delays that you've had. The battle, the storm, the coral reef. Yeah, it's about a day to the port.
Alright, we have a day still.
Okay.
Shall I have Saren look for a cove, bay, or other place where we can beach the ship to make repairs?
That or can we think creatively about the magical resources that we have and how we can use them to make repairs that'll last a day? So like, can we use mending to reinforce some of the bands from a barrel to keep wood in place? Or is anybody on this ship versed in alchemy that can use what we have to create a substance that's going to last more than a few hours.
Malygos did already ask to, if he had anything sticky, and then list off like tar, glue, something that's sticky.
Well, number 2
And-
didn't have that.
Fair. As far as she knows, 2 doesn't have it. No idea if anyone else will.
Are you posing the question to the crew?
Malygos had already left to go back downstairs so she can plug the hole.
Galg and Galloy did do the initial stock take of what there was. Was there basically barrel of pitch or tar, or the concept components, which would be pine sap?
There was. Part of the supplies to make repairs.
We have supplies to make repairs. However, I think that it would probably be best if we didn't try and repair only the inside.
You don't breathe. Can we strap you up to a rope?
What a great idea.
You can strap me to a rope, but there is a visual problem. If we are moving at the time, I will not be able to see or align myself to the hull.
What if we put sticky stuff on you so you can attach yourself and like suction your cup? Suction, you know. Do we have any plungers aboard?
Pleasures.
Like what?
We
And
can
a
use some of the
headlamp.
pine.
That's all you need.
We can use some of the pine sap on him.
What if somebody puts light on you, like on your head? That gives you
I
light.
already have light that comes from my eyes, but this is not necessarily the problem. If I stick to the hull, I won't be able to fix the hull.
Well, then we need to just water down the adhesive so it's like enough sticky, but not too sticky. We're looking for solutions, Gallo.
I have an
More
idea.
Problems.
A solution is a suspension of some kind of chemical or powder within a liquid. We do not have many of those.
Garth, what's your idea?
Well, okay, this might sound a little stupid, so I apologize. I don't know how, the world of wizardry and sorcery people works, but there's this one spell that I think Kaylin used to use. I could be wrong, but it used to make somebody larger or smaller. Does that work on objects?
It works on objects of a certain size.
Would shrinking the boat be an option? And then, it's not as big and we can fix it in somebody's hands or something. Just don't drop it, obviously.
Where would we go?
The spell to which you refer shrinks objects to a size comparable to their actual size, and because of the way that some situations like that work, you can't apply that effect multiple times to the same object.
It's an interesting idea, though.
Not a half bad idea.
That's
We just have to
within
find
the
somewhere.
Parameters of that. Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
would have to cast it at such a high level, right? Like to.
Yeah.
mhm.
Like, that kind of size reduction, it would have to be like a level 8 spell slot. If I were to go that way.
Okay, so we set out on a journey to find a very powerful wizard so we can fix our boat.
Well, does anyone on the ship have it, and what is our upcast ability? And then, do we have anyone dexterous to fix a ship in a bottle-sized ship?
I believe that. Probably not. Although. The mending cantrip, it mends things of a certain size. If you had a very large crack, and then you shrunk the crack, would you then be able to mend that crack because it is now smaller?
So lost to how some of you are coming up with this shit. What?
So, So, Captain.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of knowledge that you would have, having been on the airships back home. Yes, repairs can be made to a ship while it is moving. However, sometimes those repairs can be less than reliable, even though they may make up some time. But there's always the other option of finding a place to lay anchor, make the repairs, and then get back on the journey at the risk of losing, of course, said time. So you would know you have options. I'm just giving you them.
Yeah. I'm going to... pull Malygos, Saren down from the crow's nest, Gar.
Honey, I shrunk the boat.
And Kyrie into my office/bedroom, pull out all the maps, and get their opinion on a game plan.
Okay.
I imagine Saren comes down with a fair amount of flair.
Okay, so we are moving to the captain's quarters for a moment. You have maps laid out. What are you looking for?
A lot of opinions on deck and not a lot of action, so let's get a plan that we're all behind. Saren, you were looking at maps before we even left, so I'm going to ask your help and your opinion on this. Kyrie, Malygos, you're in tune with crew and supplies. Garth, you're a cooler head that could prevail. That's why I brought you in here.
Hey, I'm pretty cool.
I agree. So, we have two main options. First option, within a 3-hour time limit, we find somewhere to dock, take the time, make the repairs, and then set out, hopefully not hitting another reef on the way and further damaging what we have. Second option, we get all of our supplies and do a on-the-move repair until we can get to the port city tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit more dangerous, and there's no guarantee that the skill level we have on this ship is going to make a sustainable repair. So it's about time and safety. I don't want to risk anyone getting hurt. I also don't want to risk the ship going down.
Well, Nihoth is a somewhat free port, so it's unlikely that we would be arrested there.
And we could attempt on-the-move repairs regardless. You know, it wouldn't hurt, and it's also probably good practice for a more dire situation. And if anything, we can just restock on those supplies when we get to port, which I don't think would take much of them anyway.
Yes. I mean, my opinion is that I think we can do an on-the-move repair to get us to port tomorrow. Versus stopping, doing the repair, getting back out, and then going to port like we had planned anyway.
I would prefer not to stop as well. The faster we get down the coast, the more likely it is that we'll be able to stop the apocalypse.
Right, and what if they're tracking us, right? Like, to the best of their ability. So, us stopping more than one time is going to put, again, us in more danger of not being able to complete the mission that we've set out to complete. In terms of crew feeling and supplies, Kyrie, Malygos, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think I've bought us some time. Well, yeah, the 3-hour thing. Yeah. Are you calculating that into how I not finished? Actually, hold on. In the time Malygos had gone downstairs, would we say that she had finished patching the hole so it's not leaking as much?
Yeah,
The
you
wood.
patched like all but like 10% of them.
Yeah, but then while they were talking, before we got pulled into the cabin's crew, I did say Malygos excused herself to go back downstairs to finish patching.
Well, I mean, you found the supplies, but I'd say by the time you got everything together, this little meeting was called.
Okay. I just wanted a timeline for that.
And there's still the unknown damage to the outside of the hull.
Well, the inside is not leaking as much. I got everything gathered to finish patching the inside to hopefully not let us take on more water. And we just be clear of what water is down there out.
That won't be
Yeah.
too difficult.
I can help with the outside as long as it's not below water.
Yeah, my thought for the outside is what if we have like a rigging system.
We have
So-
plenty of rigging on board that's par for the course. My
What was
thought with sending Galloy is because Galloy doesn't need to breathe, and they tinker enough on themselves that I have the feeling that they could accomplish a bare minimum repair that would last the day. That's all we're looking at right now, is something to patch to get us to port.
Yeah, I think we could rig Galloy so that he's safe in a sense that he's not just swinging about willy-nilly and we don't have
We
to
have a
attempt to...
spare sail.
I was going to think about that, yeah. That's a good question. Do we
Do we what?
have
Have
a
a spare sail.
spare sail?
I believe you have material to patch the sail.
If not that kind of material, well, no, that would be the only thing it'd probably hold.
If we apply the pitch to a sail and then apply that to the outside of the ship, that will create a watertight seal. It's similar to how Kaelin always talked about oiling your tent so that you didn't get rained on.
But doesn't that need time to dry? Like, sorry, what I mean is put tar on a sail, but then if we go underwater, would that just, like, mess up the tar?
One of the
It would
defining
just cool faster.
one of the defining things of tar is that it doesn't get affected so much by water.
I mean, I'd be down to try that. It's never been the best idea so far.
If Galloy can accomplish that, maybe using Hawks as a assistant, because Hawks also doesn't need to breathe underwater, or has gills.
Yeah,
Am
pretty
I
certain,
assuming
yes.
anatomy?
No, I think he has gills.
Okay.
No, I do have gills.
Okay, perfect. So, game plan. Not stopping to make repairs, doing underwater repairs once we gather supplies. If, and I think we do have the correct supplies, we take those, we ask permission with a, urgency that Galloy takes Hawks and they do the repairs underwater. And somebody hangs out down there. I mean, yeah, we want someone on the other side. We want Hawks and Galloway outside. And then we just need to be prepared in case anything happens down there.
We should slow the ship whilst the repairs are being made. Otherwise, it will be much harder for our repairs, and it would take longer in any case.
That's a good compromise. We can do that.
Yeah, don't have to stop it fully, but slow it enough to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I agree. And then we'll just have like Kyrie shoot a sending message every, like just check in midway, see if they're okay.
Sounds good.
All right, fantastic. I will go topside. Speak to Hawks and Galloway. Can you guys get the supplies ready down here? And then bring them up so we just have it prepared.
Can I say something out of character? I just realized something that would be really funny. If we had a slightly elastic material, we could use enlarge reduce on it at a higher level, and then place it over wherever we need to, secure it, and then drop concentration so we shrink wrap the ship.
Oh god.
Arlock, that would crush the hull.
Or
It would rip the sail before it worked. It would be funny.
Sticky stuff from the spider that we don't need to do this at all.
The spider's tapped out right now. I don't know how long it needs to rest for.
It's useless to me then. All right, let's go.
Hey, I got 90% of it. Done. Is it good? Creepy, but good.
Right. The issue is it only is giving us 3 hours to do this. So
It's better than the time that we had.
I agree. I'm not.
We should act fast, otherwise we'll lose the line.
Yeah, I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying we should move with urgency. So let's go.
With that, Malygos gonna run down to the basement.
Yeah, and I go up to the deck and I tell everyone what they need to do, and I ask them to do it nicely with consent, so I don't have to be mean.
Captain, I have one concern.
Yeah.
I am heavier than you would expect, and I tend to sink when put in water.
Well, we got ropes.
Rigging system.
All I ask is that I am secured by a rope to the mast so that I am within around 400 feet of the ship if I'm let go of.
We're not going to let go of you, and we're going to tie you to the most secure part of the boat that we can.
Thank you, Captain.
Do you feel capable of completing your assignment?
I believe I am.
Okay. Ox,
Yes.
do you feel okay with assisting?
I don't know how well I'm gonna see under there, but yeah.
Somebody can cast light on you, too.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure Kyrie has the light cantrip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. All right. Let's get prepared and let's do this so we don't sink. Huzzah! Huzzah!
I'll tie the harness.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you.
Ha 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 ha.
We're not looking for perfect rope play here, Garth. We're looking for sturdy.
Oh, don't worry. Galloway will be securely fastened. I know what I'm doing.
Wait,
Right.
wait. I'd put it around my waist. Take off my back plate.
What?
Take off your back plate?
Mm-hmm.
Garganoth will do an investigation for what looks like a safe way to remove the back plate.
Oh.
There are some screws.
Oh, if it's just screws, yeah, you're fine. Oh,
Okay. Well,
As it lifts off, you see a little clip on the back that looks like a thing you would use to hang up, like a car if you were working on it, or something.
all right. Garganoth will attempt to tie his most beautiful and secure knot. Hawksley, do you need to be tied too?
I would assume yes.
All right. Garganoth is going to take the rope and lay it on the ground in a nice little pattern. Say, Hawksley, lie down on your back.
I reluctantly do this.
And then Garganoth is going to finish tying a harness that goes over the shoulders and around the waist, the thighs, and making sure there's a very lengthy amount of rope on the other end so that we don't lose him.
Jasmine might like this. You don't know.
Yeah, some people.
Oh
As soon
god.
as,
It's a good thing
as
Travis
This
soon as
reminds
Garganoth
me
is-
of my first relationship.
Oh,
boy.
lucky man!
As soon as Garganoth is done, I'll say, did you guys see the 5-point harness downstairs suitable for ones the size of this one?
Mine's better.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing Travis is not there right at the moment. It's a good thing he is probably in the kitchen by now, getting lunch ready.
All right, so what's the repair plan, folks?
Well, I think we need to have a look at the actual damage if we're able to. Slowing the ship should decrease the turbulence, which means that we should be able to see a little better, and then we'll make a decision on what kind of patch job we need to do based off the level of damage.
Makes sense.
I shall assist.
Okay. So, who's going over the side?
Galloway and Hawks.
Okay, have we slowed the ship down?
Yeah. Well, soon. Like, we would have tucked some of the sails up, I'm assuming.
Probably 4 knots is a good speed for repairs. It was very slow, but
Garganoth would also like to do one more thing before we start.
Okay.
He's going to tie his floating shield around his ankle with probably at least about 30 feet of room, just in case.
Not a bad idea. Double checking my knowledge of how ships are built real quick. Making sure
I got a
I'm
guy
not,
named Theseus you can talk to.
making sure I'm not.
often using an overlapping herringbone pattern so that you have a double layer of wood to stop water coming in.
Yeah, there's an outer. I just wanted to make sure that I had it right in my head that there's an outer hall and an inner hall, and there is. Okay. I just wanted to be sure. I didn't want none of our commenters being like, Dumey doesn't know about sailing. You're right, I don't. So stop typing your comment now.
No, hear me out though. Hear me out though. We
But it was gonna
intentionally
be
get
a
our
nice, snarky comment.
but we get the information wrong and we generate comments. And that's how we get our viewer interaction up, is so they can feel smart and they can think that they make us feel stupid.
You know, going off on a little tangent. I misspelled one word in the Jeopardy thing. I think it was like target. And that short got more comments correcting my spelling than anything else.
I stand by what I said. I think
Yeah,
we
that's
should do
usually
it.
how it works.
I would like to mention that I have noticed that these kind of small things usually are the things that get the most attention.
Yeah. So, with the ship slowed down to a reasonable speed, and our adventurers harnessed up, geared up to go over and take a look at the damage. Galloy, when you and Hawks do dip under the water to take a look at the damage, you notice that at this speed it's easy enough to see that there is a rather large gash in the outer hull. Big enough for Hawks to probably crawl into if he wished.
Ooh.
I think we may have to go with Saren's idea.
Yeah, probably.
I was looking over at the edge of the ship going, I wonder how it's going.
Gallo's gonna tug twice on the rope.
Now I'm just going to start tugging to pull them up.
Garganoth will help.
Easy enough. You don't need no athletic check for that. You guys are pulling him up. I only had Hawks do athletic checks before because he was fighting the current and the speed of the ship and all that kind of stuff.
As soon as my head's out of the water, I would say there is a Hawks-sized hole in the ship.
So we're going to tar a sheet and put it over?
That sounds like the best plan. We
Got
will
it.
need approximately 18 nails, perhaps 26, and a sail.
Going to look through the material that they pulled up for this and try to see if there's a sheet bigger than like a hawk size.
Oh, I mean, that's easier to find. You know, you have material to... You have, like, whole... What are they called? Plates? No, pleats? Pleats of the sail? Because the sail isn't just one big piece of cloth. It's, you know, multiple pleats of it.
I think in this case it would be a bolt.
Bolt. That's the right word. I believe. I don't sail. I did some research
Well,
for this. That's all.
A
As far as
pleat
I
is
go.
a specific kind of fold in the fabric.
And a
was gonna
bolt
say
is a roll of fabric.
I heard pleat. I was like, was it pleated like a skirt? Sorry.
So Mia just gives the orders for everyone to get the correct supplies down, so we can keep strolling. We're again utmost urgency, guys. No, this is not a leisure fix.
Malygos is going to start measuring out the fabric so that she can cut it to the right size that they need.
For the easiest application, I suggest that we run 2 lines underneath the ship and 2 lines above. Hawks and I will make sure it is over the hole, and then we'll pull all the lines tight and nail it.
That sounds complicated.
It's not that complicated.
It went over my head.
Imagine the ship is a bottle, and you have a hole in the bottle, and you want to patch the hole with a sheet. Having a rope that goes around the circumference of the bottle on the corners of the sheet pulled tight means that that sheet is going to be much easier to secure.
Well, no, I get the concept. It's making it happen. That sounds the complicated part.
Yeah, how are you going to get the rope around the ship?
Hawks and I go under the ship. With the rope.
I feel like I'm being forced to do this.
We could also secure the lines to the keel.
In the name of moving things forward. With the sail sheet and the ropes and getting everything together, it takes a bit of time to set everything up while the boat is slowed. But eventually you get the sail into place. It's an unorthodox patch, but it is a patch nonetheless.
Good by me?
What is
Yeah.
your next move?
I'm gonna tar around the edge of the sail.
Underwater.
Yes,
I'm gonna help.
if possible.
I'm gonna ask Kyrie to pray.
Harry is on it.
So as you start to take the warm, malleable tar under the water, find it a little difficult to get the tar to stick to the surfaces as it cools down upon touching the water.
Hmm.
Heat metal, anyone?
I'm going to keep the tar warm.
That works too.
That's not a bad idea. Okay. Yeah, it starts to work the way as intended. Spreading properly. And yeah, you know what? Hold on a second.
Prestidigitation is just such a useful cantrip to have.
It is the best cantrip.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. But
Yeah, no,
Oh, you're
that's
correct.
stretching. That's stretching it
Blast!
That is certainly a favorite of a lot of people.
So, Galloy,
Yes.
pick an inspiration card, because I'm going to give it to you.
Yay!
Congrats.
That's a good way to deal with that problem.
Thank you. Oh, that's cool. You choose 2. Immediately get to reroll a d20. Gain an extra bonus action on this turn. Increase your speed by 30 feet until the end of this turn.
Nice.
Very cool. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Good job. Good job. So yeah, the tar's down, the patch is made and sealed properly. And as it appears right now, you have a floating, no longer leaking ship.
As I'm hoisted back up onto deck, we should do something about the water inside the buoyancy tank on the port side.
That was always the plan.
I mean, I figured people would be doing that as soon as the patches. Like, there were people on the other side. I had sent people down there.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing Malygos requested was a box or something with some of the water in it.
The crew has been made kind of a bucket chain to work on getting the water out.
By the way, Doomer, while this is going on, Crafts would probably be trying to get lunch prepped. You mind if I just roll real quick, see how lunch is going?
Sure, go for it.
Cool, I just need to cook the cooking supplies, right?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Okay. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Whatever you are trying to make, you are accomplishing that goal.
There's probably just something quick and easy to put together that it's going to be filling for the crew and, not too heavy. So probably some cold cut sandwiches and some, probably just cold cut sandwiches.
Well, you could have done that with a 10.
Yeah, well, these are going to be some damn good cold cut sandwiches.
Little
Whole
cucumber
grain
sandwiches
mustard,
with the
some really nice relishes.
crust cut off.
Right.
I love me a cucumber sandwich.
Cut into tiny triangles.
Absolutely,
Oh,
the
that's
only
not-
way.
The superior
that
Whole
flavor
thing
of the
is
sounds really
sandwich.
fucking good right now, stream. I don't have any cucumbers at the moment.
On pumpernickel with some dill, garlic aioli.
Please stop. You're making me hungry, and I'm trying to diet right at the moment.
Okay, alright. Ship is moving again. Lunch is being worked on. What is our
Lunch is
cruise?
probably being served at this point.
Okay. Our crew gathers for the midday meal. Some of us smelling more like ocean water than ourselves.
Travis probably would have gotten slightly updated on the situation as it stands. Probably, right?
Oh,
I mean, you know that the ship is not sinking, so.
yeah, there's no water in the
Everyone,
kitchen.
everyone can hear Galloy coming because he's squeaking quite loudly.
No, no.
Salt water's bad for the joints.
Sagaloy, would you perhaps be needing some fresh oil for joints and hinges?
I am fixing it.
Uh-huh.
I've
Well-
been told that me oiling myself at the kitchen table is off-putting.
Ah, oh. Fair enough.
While people are eating lunch and it's just lunch, so I swear to God, if anyone says anything about me not being at the kitchen, I will lose my shit. Mia stays on deck and catches Amber if they're there, just to check in on some things.
Okay.
Amber has been checking in with the crew this whole time, as Mia had asked.
Yeah. But
So you'd probably
speak with Amber.
see me. I'd probably be wandering around, just kind of checking in periodically, and then just probably hanging out on top deck and trying to forget that I'm on the ocean.
Yeah, I'll just motion you over to the wheel.
Okay, I come over.
Thank you for your urgency and assistance earlier. That is always appreciated.
Anytime. Any reason you're formal?
I look around and I clock anyone in my immediate area.
For what?
Distance.
You're safe to speak freely without prying ears at the moment.
Okay. I'll still speak in semi-hushed tones, just in case we have some looky-loos wander over.
Okay.
But I look over at Amber and I just say, do you have any feelings about or any contact from our friend Djruthourhi?
Can I roll deception to keep a straight face?
Of course you can. Versus an insight. There you go.
Not anything recently. I did have a rather peculiar nightmare before we left, but that was the last really, I would say, important thing pertaining to him.
Well, I do suppose one could say importance is subjective, but it seems that nightmares are never quite just nightmares, Amber.
Mia knows I'm on my shit. Mia's suspicious.
You know, they could often be the subconscious just telling us some certain things. So, I just want to make sure we're on the same page, and I know you're here helping us out, and it's much appreciated, and you don't owe anyone else here anything, so that makes your help, honestly, even more appreciated. I just want to make sure that if you have anything, you're not holding it back from at least me, because at this point, we're not just protecting the people on this ship. We have an unfortunate duty to the rest of the population, which isn't fair. And we have a right to be annoyed that we have such a monumental task on our shoulders, and that you have been dragged into a world that you probably didn't anticipate. So if this is taking a toll on you, or you feel like you cannot freely discuss things, your nightmare, your thoughts, your feelings, I hope that eventually you feel that you can, and not just so you don't hold the burden explicitly, but again, because I need to prepare everyone.
Okay, she's pulling the guilt card. Great.
I'm so good at it.
I know you are. I know you are, and that's the problem. Amber looks around and just kind of... I know Saren is usually the one concerned about being spied on by her family, whatever. I have more of a sneaking suspicion if anyone would be spying, it would be him. If we need to keep eyes peeled, it wouldn't be such a terrible thing to watch maybe Saren, but also me as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses, and I kind of gesture to my stump, Or no, it's not even a stump. That's right. The whole arm was taken. It was
Yep.
clean through the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
I gesture to my lack of arm.
You're welcome. I did a beautiful job.
I'm so thankful that you successfully did not let me die. And in fact, instead of losing my head, I only lost my arm. Greatest shot Mia has ever made.
I'm not a butcher. God, give me more credit.
I'm giving you so much credit. It was a beautiful shot. I tell that story.
My most important nat 20 I've ever rolled.
It really was, and it came in clutch.
Isn't that your only nat 20?
Shut up.
No, they've had plenty of nat 20s.
Yes, I can only roll high or low. I very seldom roll average.
But with my missing appendage, we left it in his lair after all. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been spying on me. And I wouldn't be surprised if he, in some way, shape, or form, has been using me to travel vacation. I've been in touch with my father. I let him know that we're on the ocean, much to my deep regret. And we're at least pretending to be safe.
I'm thinking that we look for... I know we're trying to source a lot of things on this trip, but we need something that protects us as a whole from prying eyes. Whether that is gadgetry or magic. I am not the one who's well-versed in either. That would be someone who's not here. Or our super favorite maniacal friend who creates things.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to ask the little kobold if he knows anything or has any idea. He's a tinkerer. In all my experiences with tinkerers, they at least have a handful of ideas about things. Terry coming immediately to mind.
That's what I was thinking. I'm wondering if we could get word to Terry that we're in need of something like this, or in need of something, a lens of sort that we could use to look for these methods of spying. My time with Terry has given me some idea how some things work, right? So my barest knowledge is that if you can see things that are meant to be invisible, you can tell if somebody, probably you can tell if somebody is scrying on you. So at the bare minimum, if we could get a lens that could allow us to look at any given time, we would know, one, we're being watched, and two, to maybe shut the fuck up at certain intervals.
That makes sense. If we could find something that could replicate Dragon Sight, and at this point, I am actually going to use something that I haven't used yet. I am going to use Dragon's True Sight. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. And what exactly are you looking for?
I am looking up, above, and around for any sort of scrying spell or anything that could be observing us.
Okay.
So, does Chiria have your arm?
Yes. Yes, he does. It is, I was not kidding when I said it is in his lair.
I would not be surprised if an arm would be able to be used as an anchor to teleport directly to you.
I'm surprised no one's thought to ask me about this yet.
We,
Illiterate when it comes to most things magic and such.
And-
I don't know that that's a possibility. You're talking to the wrong half of this hole.
Fair, we left the one that would have asked in the tower.
Yeah, well, I can't help it that my husband always is ding-dong ditching us.
and the other one who is an expert on teleportation is currently in another realm.
Exactly!
Would you call them an expert when they often got it wrong?
So,
Often is a little harsh.
You guys forget there's someone else that does know teleportation stuff here. Thank you.
so magic within presence of 30 feet of you. There is a lot.
Right.
Malygos herself is just glow.
Are you at lunch? I don't know who's within 30 feet of us.
Yeah, I don't think any of the crew is within 30 feet of us. I think it's just Mia and I at the helm.
You don't think
that's
anyone's
right, that's
below
right.
deck?
Well, I don't know what's below us directly, so.
Usually, if you guys are at the helm, right below that, the captain's cabin.
Yeah, you're basically on forecastle right now, so captain's cabin, crew quarters usually underneath that.
And the galley would have been closer
Yeah.
to the front, to the bow of the ship.
Well,
so.
I'd be focusing up anyways, trying to see if there's anything, because I remember in one of the sessions, way at the beginning, from when Amber had first joined, somebody had cast detect magic, and and somebody correct me, I might potentially be metagaming here, and I want to make sure that I'm not. Somebody had cast something, and there had been an eyeball right
That was
above
me.
our party. Okay.
Malygos casted detect magic when they were trying to break into the one guy's room. So I found out about the shadow assassins, little glass cannons that they are.
Okay.
Malygos had cast detect magic to see what magic was on the door. He looked at Theron, and there was an eyeball above Theron's head.
Okay, because I'm just kind of running under the general assumption that laws of magic are still pretty consistent. If there's an eyeball watching one person for one person doing a scry, there would be an eyeball over somebody else if somebody else is doing a scry.
Makes sense.
Not necessarily an eyeball, but yes.
Some vague approximation of a looky thing.
Let me put it this way. There is no unexpected magical sources within 30 feet of you.
Okay, that's really all I cared about, because I'm expecting Mia to light up like a freaking beacon, and like I can look down at my hand and I would see magic because I'm a sorcerer. So I just mostly was like the things I'm not expecting. So that eases some lingering potentialities. But I would also like to imagine that my eyes glow a little differently when I'm using that, because it's not something I can do all the time.
True.
Look like there's a flashlight coming from behind your eyeballs.
I was kind of thinking like they would glow a more vibrant red, because I'm a red dragonborn, half dragon, whatever the fuck I am.
Ooh.
Mia would just be like, what's happening?
Twice a day, I can detect magic through my eyes, as most people can. I can only do it twice a day, but I can use it periodically if we can find something that can let us cast detect magic, detect scry, whatever. As far as I'm aware, dragons can do this. If that is something that has changed in the last 400 years, I don't know.
I mean, I have very little doubt that someone at that level could do that. And if they specifically couldn't, again, highly doubt, I know that they would have an underling that could.
Exactly. So if we can find something that can help us, a lens, like you said, even a glass, a spyglass, a monocle, glasses, whatever, something that can give us that ability, we would be able to see it. And I can get in contact with Terry, much like I do my father. I can send a message. I can cast sending. I can see if she knows anything, and I can see if she would be able to get us something, or get something to a location that can then be gotten to us. I'm sure
Right.
Galloway has someone that can teleport him things.
Or, I mean, Terry has 1,000,010 contacts.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to have a contact in a city that we can get to.
And besides you and I would be shocked if someone on this ship didn't know her.
I don't
Terry?
think anyone in the crew does.
With how wide Terry's network is, I wouldn't be surprised if she's the kind of person that they may not know her directly, but somebody would know somebody that knows her, besides Mia and Amber.
Well, quick question. Terry would have been the one that would have gotten me to the party in the first place, right?
Yep, she's the one who popped a piece of chocolate in your mouth and set you in the big metal ball. Or no, he put it in your hand because you didn't eat the chocolate.
Yeah, no, I ended up smearing that all across my freaking forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Disorientation. Woo, boy.
Should have eaten the chocolate.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than that orientation.
But yeah, you don't see anything unexpected in this moment.
Okay. I think that's it for me, at least for the moment. The player is having a brain fart. It's very warm.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Good. I guess we just add that to our list of things. Whenever you have a moment to reach out to Terry, if you could do that sooner rather than later, that'll give her more time to, if she's willing to help.
Okay. It is coming up on 12:30. Do we want to stop here? Allow.
Can I get one last thing off?
Sure.
Cool. Travis is gonna head up on deck towards the bow of the ship and do a little spending. And I've got that all typed up right here. That's going to be
Recipient.
going to Jessamine.
Okay. I'll save that for now.
Galloway was going to ask more or less the crew leaders a question.
Okay.
Captain, I may have a powerful contact, but I don't know how reliable they are.
For what means?
I believe that you had some contact with another member of that order. Armani, I believe his name was.
Yep.
Fuck that guy.
Well, if we can collect some information about an ancient civilization, or perhaps some anthropological information, he may be willing to trade it for a favor.
Always a possibility.
Yeah. We'll keep it in our, we'll think about it, but I don't want to do anything that's going to detract from the specific timeline that we have. So if we stumble across anything that's useful on the way, we'll keep it in our pocket. But I don't know if it's something that we can spare time to really invest in.
We were headed to the Mossbacks, were we not?
Right, but I'm saying I just don't know how much extra time we could have to devote to something like that. It's a good idea. I'm not discounting your idea. I'm just saying if we can fit it into our pre-existing plan without negotiating time, then go for it.
I
Okay. Any other final things people want to get accomplished before we call it for tonight?
I'll send you my message for Terry later. I'm not worried about doing that right now.
That's fine. I assume that would be the case. Anything down the list of our players?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All good here.
All right, everyone. We'll call that for tonight. And we will see everybody next week. Remember that there are 20 sides to every story. Roll for yours. Oh, and before we go, no Adventures Anonymous this week. They'll be here next week. But we may have something going on Sunday anyway.
The
So,
new potato's making its way in. I should have it on Monday. We should be good to go.
have a good night, everyone.